Welcome to Athar's Garage. In this video, I'm going to show you how to tape up your Mini-Z wheels and tires. So I got this beautiful Mazda for my birthday, and I do not want to ruin it, and I don't want to ruin the stock wheels and tires because they look amazing, and it's hard to find that body. So I got some PN Racing wheels from the local hobby shop, along with some PN tires for the rear and Kyosho's for the front. I'll put a link down below of what I'm using. But the way to prep your wheels and tires, basically, I got some rubbing alcohol on a shop towel. So I'm just gonna clean off the rims and make sure there's no dirt or anything like that, or oils. So make sure that the tape adheres to it very well. Additionally, I've seen people use Windex or Simple Green. I like to use alcohol just because there's probably no other chemicals. Additionally, you can use that to clean the rubber on the inside. Okay, so we let those dry. What we're going to do is we're going to take out the bearings that are in the stock wheels. So this one has 2 bearings, the front wheel. So you can use a small Allen or maybe a pick. So I'm going to use a pick, see if I can push the bearing out from the other side. There you go. And then the other side should be a little easier. For that, you could use an Allen, a larger Allen, because you have access to pushing it out. Do the other wheel. Again, just go in with the pick kind of sideways and then slowly work. There's one side. And then what I found easy to remove the other one is just use the short end of an Allen and just push down on it on the table. So those are the fronts. So we can install them in the new rims. Just by pushing in. So the fronts are now ready. Now for the rears, one side has the side that is off the pinion and spur gear will have bearings on one side, and then this other side has this little drive gear looking thing, which you can kind of work it back and forth just with your fingers. It pops out and looks like that. So set that aside. And then it has a bushing, which you can use your Allen to push out, and that comes out pretty easily. And then on the other side, there's just one bearing. So you can use a large Allen to push that out. And there you go. So on one side, it's going to have a bearing on the outside. And just work that in with an Allen if you've got a wide wheel. So that wheel is ready. And then the other side is going to take that bushing and then it'll take this little drive piece. So that wheel is now ready. Now we can move on to taping the new tires onto the new wheels. And there's ways to tune using the tape. If you apply it on the inside edge or the outside edge of the wheel, you can get less grip and more grip. So I don't know how the car's going to handle yet. So at least for the rears, the tape I got is going to cover the whole width. The front isn't. Rears first, and then we will do the fronts. Okay, so the trick is to only get one layer of tape around the whole wheel. So you wrap it around, and you don't need to pull too tight on it. You just need to make sure there's no bubbles or anything like that. And then you want to try to minimize the gap between the tape. So what you're going to do now is take an X-Acto knife and you're going to cut the tape and try to minimize that gap. So I have probably like a 1/2 millimeter gap there, and that should be all right. So next, what you can do is you can take off the backing of this tape, make sure it's sitting on there, kind of work it around a bit, and then what you can do is take the backing off the tape, and on the tire you're going to have this lip that you can kind of see, and that's going to go towards the inside of the wheel where you have the lip. This is going to be the outside of the wheel. So you can try to stretch the tire a bit. Don't stretch it too much because you might rip it. Just slowly work your way around. The tape doesn't stick and set right away, so you have some time. And just slowly work your way around to get that tire mounted exactly where you want. Just get it nice and flush with the outside of the wheel. And there you go. So one of the rears is done. Set that aside. I'll do the other rear real quick. You can kind of see through the tape, It's going to be hard to see on camera, but you can see through the tape, so you know where you're going to have to cut. And so once you're done with the tape, use the provided blue tape that came with it and kind of use that to cover it up so it stores nice and well. Yeah, so on that one you see that my gap is pretty much nothing. It's not overlapping. So that's exactly what you want. So make sure that everything is nicely seated. There's no bubbles. Now I can take off the backing. Take note of that little lip that you have on the tire. Make sure you install it correctly. It's nice and flush on the inside and on the outside. So this one is ready to go. Set this aside. My motor is actually being broken in right now in the other room. So these will be ready to put on as soon as that's done. I'm just checking the other tire and wheel, and looks like nothing's shifted. So we can move on to the fronts. Now for the fronts, you can see that the tape isn't as wide as the rim, and that's because you can tune the grip level. So if you install it in this position, this is the inside edge of the wheel, or inside to the car. So if you install the tape like so, it's going to give you less grip because the outer sidewall isn't supported with the tape, so it flexes more and it'll give in a corner and give you less grip. If you want more grip, you install the tape to the outside of the tire, or outside of the wheel like this, and that'll support the outside wall of the tire, making it stiffer and therefore giving you more grip essentially. So I don't know which way is going to work for my car since I haven't driven it yet. I'm going to try to give it more grip just because I'm a noob driving these things. So I'm going to try out on the outside, see how it works, and if I need to change it, I'll change it. So line it up with the outside. And I'm not stretching that tape. I'm just kind of putting it on and ensuring that I don't have any bubbles or anything like that. And I can see through the tape where I started. And there's no overlap. Take off the backing and install a front tire, and take note where that lip is, so you install that towards the inside. just slowly work the tire on and make sure that it is flush with the outside and inside. Okay. This one looks good, so now we can do the last one. Minimal gap in between the tape. Now, again, take note of where that lip is on your tire and go ahead and install. All right, the new tires are mounted and just waiting for the motor to break in. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if you found this helpful. If you have any tips, please leave a comment down below. That might be helpful for me or for others. Thanks for watching. See y'all on the next one.